Hi everybody, Lori here from Unique in the Creek, and I'm going to be starting a workshop at my trailer park. We are in the barn. It's very, very hot. Woo! My camera's not tight, but I'm going to video this because I haven't done workshops in a long time, but I wanted to show you guys how really easy to do a workshop is. And my best friend's going to be sitting right there, and she's never ever made a wreath. What are you doing smoking? So what I've done, they're making the sunflower wreath. So what I've done is I've given everybody a pair of scissors. I've cut 6-inch by 6-inch pieces of olive fun for the center, and I've cut 8 pieces. They all got 50 zip ties. Now they won't need 50 zip ties, but I give some extra anyways. They all have a piece of twine, and I give them all, I wrapped up our measuring thing, and so there's going to be 8 pieces of green leaves. They've gotten a roll of deco mesh, so some of them are doing yellow sunflower and some are doing coral, and the Unique in the Creek board, and that's all they're going to need. So what I've done is I pre-did everything and packed them into just these pink bags, so you'll see all the pink bags there. And yeah, that's it. So we have some people starting to come. So I'm going to press pause right now, and then I'll press play once we get started. Okay, see you guys in a sec. Okay. Okay, everybody, I'm Lori. I don't know if everybody, I haven't been around a lot lately. This is actually my first time this summer coming out. So we're going to make a sunflower, and this board is the board I invented. It looks like just a board with a whole bunch of holes, but it's actually very multi-purpose. This is our flower board, which makes roses, sunflowers, zinnias, every kind of flower you can think of, and it's just patterns with using the holes, and it's really, really simple. The wreath that currently everybody uses, it's a round steel wreath frame. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Well, the last time that was invented was 1920. So nobody has invented anything since. I don't know why, but cha-ching for me, whatever. So this is what everybody's going crazy for in the States now. And so there's been a lot of people teaching with it. And they keep asking me questions on how I do stuff. So I figured if I teach you guys, like friends, it won't be as bad. And there's my manufacturer. He actually got to quit his job, so now he works for the company. Yep. So he doesn't have to drive truck anymore.
Married a smart woman.
Oh, they're not married yet.
February.
Married yet, no.
February in Dominican.
February in Dominican. Oh, nice.
Listen to him chuckle.
I know. Anyways, okay, so what you have here is you have some green. This is going to be for your leaves going around the outside. And inside the green is just a piece of styrofoam core board. And this is just going to be, we're going to use this just to help us cut the mesh really fast. Because usually when you're cutting the mesh, most people cut it with like a rotary cutter on a mat. And when you're teaching workshops, it doesn't work. It's just too slow. So I've come up with this quick way to cut a whole bunch of mesh at the same time. And then you guys got your colors that you wanted to actually make your sunflower petals. And then in this little bag is 5.5 by 5.5 pieces. This is called Olifun. And Olifun is just like it's a water resistant, color resistant, UV resistant material. And this is what we're going to make with the center. And it's going to be made right on the board. So I would suggest if you're going to hang your sunflower anywhere that's going to have direct sun, to spray it with like a UV spray because the mesh will fade.
Can you just use sunscreen?
I did a whole pool wall of just flowers on the back of my pool. And I sprayed half of it with the UV spray, Krylon UV spray, and I sprayed the other half with just SPF 30, and they're both still doing the same with color.
Another one.
I knew there was one more. You had a yellow sunflower, right?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
John and Matt and Rico and everybody. Was the golf cart still at my place?
Here we go. Well, we haven't started yet, I just explained that.
I never see that on the top.
Okay, so that's going to be your center. So if you're doing coral, you're going to have a white center. And if you're doing the sunflower, you're going to have a brown center. So, but we don't need these yet. You got a piece of twine in your bag. Clothespins, I use clothespins for all my stuff when I make wreaths, just gives you another set of hands. And with our system, we can use zip ties now. Most, when people make wreaths, they have to use the pipe cleaners. Well, when I was designing this, I wanted to not use pipe cleaners because I have eczema on my hands and it cuts my hands and everything. And another thing, the pipe cleaners rust, and then they leave rust spots on people's doors and stuff. So I use zip ties, and it's way faster. So much faster. And it leaves the, yeah, yeah. I do, when I do teach them, I actually show on camera exactly how to use a zip tie, because, you know, while I was teaching big classes, I would say, anybody not use a zip tie? Of course, nobody would raise their hands, because they don't want to be embarrassed, but then you see somebody struggling, and it's like, upside down, you know? So, yeah, so, and that's all we need to make this sunflower. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to demo how to use, I'm not going to call anybody out about how to use a zip tie. So there is a flat side to the zip tie and like a concave side to the, or bicave or whatever it's called, an angle to the zip tie. When you're doing your zip tie, you want the end to always go through the flat side of the zip tie. Okay, so when you do go through the flat side, you will hear that zip like that, and it won't undo. If you try, these are really good zip ties. They're from Uline, so they're almost impossible to do wrong. So if you try and do it in backwards, it's really hard. But if you do and you don't hear that zip, you know it's backwards, okay? And I'll show you guys a really easy way to always remember how you're putting your zip tie in, and then how the heads are going to face the same way on the back, so it looks nice and neat and it won't scratch your door or anything. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is you're going to get your twine out of your bag, and we are going to be using the green in a few minutes.
This one is the twine?
Yep. So the twine is going to be your hanging hole. Now we're going to use the natural side of the board. Now the board is two-sided. I made it like this because the white side I like to use for like white mesh and ivory mesh, and you don't see the frame whatsoever. And then the natural side I usually use for pretty much every other color. Okay, so there is two holes. Some of them have marked. They're not lined up with any of the other holes. Some are marked, some are not, because like I said last night, it was last minute, I forgot. Yours are marked, yeah. So what you're going to do is you're going to take one end of your zip tie, or your twine, and go through the one hole, and then you're going to go through the other hole, and you're just going to double knot it at the top, and that just makes your hanger. Oh my goodness.
Uh-oh.
I can help you too, because once everybody
Isn't that
starts,
backwards?
it doesn't really matter. You won't see it. It's just for hanging. And then you can cut, there's excess you can cut, so you don't have string hanging all over the place. Okay, so when we're making it today, the white side of our frame is going to be our back of our frame, okay? So when we're putting in our zip ties, we're always going through the back, so you'll be going through the white side. If we were making a snowman or something, we would be using the other side, but it's a different board too, so. Now for our green, how we're going to cut our green, now you don't have to undo it or anything, okay? Just leave it in your measuring tool in. You could even leave your clothespins in.
We're just going to cut it.
We're just going to cut down the side. So that'll give us 8 green petals is what we need for the outside of the sunflower. Now you guys all have brand new scissors. I just took them out of the packages, so they'll be nice and sharp. So you're just cutting down the side. And then you'll cut down the other side. Now usually when they're making a wreath, you do one piece at a time at 9 inches of the rotary cutter, and that was just taking people way too long. So you should have 8 pieces of green. And then we're just going to put that to the side. or coral. I'll go around and collect all the plastic. So just throw it in the side or in the middle, go around and collect it in a second.
What if I just pass this bag around?
Sure. Now this is called deco mesh. I don't know if you guys are all familiar with deco mesh. It's just a plastic. It is water resistant and it will do fine outside. It just doesn't take to sun really well. So again, if you're going to put it like out at your trailer or whatever, give it a good spray of like the UV Krylon spray. You can get it at Home Depot, Michael's, anywhere. Or if you go back to the trailer and you got some spray sunscreen, give it a good spray and let it dry. And then your color will pretty much last all summer.
She tried it at her house. She did it at her house.
And yes, she said that.
Yeah.
Sunscreen.
Okay. Yeah, I have a thing going up. So I'm going to see at the end of the summer which one, because the Krylon spray, it's not expensive. Use the 50% off coupon, it's only like $6. And I use so much of it. But I thought, the sunscreen, it's got UV in it. It's the same stuff.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I have a little thing going on. I'll see at the end of the summer. I've had a rose on my gate. I put it up in January just to test it out, to see how the board would do, everything else. And we went through the ice storm, that tornado wind that Dave had to run down the street to catch my rose. And so it's still hanging and it still looks good. So it's doing just well. Okay, so we're gonna cut our yellow mesh, and to do this,
We doing the same for the rose?
yes, this is just how we make the sunflower is one of our easiest flowers that we have, and the rose would be next. So we're doing sunflower.
Okay,
So-
don't do this.
Yes, do this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry, you're making a coral colored flower, not a sunflower. I guess it's just a flower. Okay, so what you want to do, we want to cut it 9 inches. So each of our pieces is going to be 9 inches long, and this is a 10-inch roll, okay? So we're going to lay our board just up at the top like that, and give it a little bit of room, like you can fold it over. And then you're just going to fold it over about 6 times, okay? So 1, 2, so that's 2 pieces, just flipped over once. 3, 4, 5, 6. And then close pin it like I had your green ones. You could probably do more. Once you get going, you'll probably be able to do more than 6. I only say 6 most times because a lot of the crafters, or a lot of wreathing, their scissors are not as sharp as ours are going to be. And then you're just going to cut it off the roll. Okay? So now we have exactly like we had for the green. And we're going to cut it down the side. And we need to do this for the whole roll. So when I used to teach it, I gave everybody, the cutting mats and rotary cutters and everything, and it took them an hour just to cut the friggin' mesh. So I thought, well, there's got to be an easier way. That's all my brain always did. Always got to be an easier way. So you'll get 6 pieces. So we're just going to continue cutting our mesh till the whole roll is gone. You can try up more flips if you want, because like I said, these scissors are brand new, so you'll cut through it no problem. Oh, this is very addicting. I'm just telling you. People are addicted to making these wreaths. So once they do one and see how easy it is, then... Well, no, because then their friends will come over and see it, and your friends will want to make one, or want you to make one.
So you're saying
I'm saying this is why my business went so fast in 2 months. Because to do this on a normal frame will take about 4 hours, and it'll take about 2 rolls of this mesh, and you have to use pipe cleaners cut in half, and plastic mesh into the center with a styrofoam ball, and yeah, it's not easy like this one is.
God, I'm sweating.
I know it's hot.
Not me.
Now, if your pieces are not perfectly even, no worries, because you will not even be able to tell once we get these put in. Oh, I should be doing the teal because I'm making it for Margaret Rose. Oh, yeah. cutting up the yellow. I would have offered teal to everybody, but I only had one roll left in stock, so, and I knew I was gonna make Margaret Rose one,
That's a pretty color.
yeah.
Gorgeous, eh?
I do have more coming, but it's not in the States yet. So I flipped mine over probably about 8 times here. And I still have no problems cutting it, so you guys can cut it a little faster. When I teach, I only say 6 times because I don't know how sharp people's scissors are gonna be. I use electric scissors when I actually do my things on Facebook. So it's funny because I use electric scissors, and then Amazon sold out of electric scissors within 2 days. I felt like texting the company and saying, "You're welcome."
You owe me.
Well, that was gonna start because you know what? Even with the whole zip tie industry, like I think we're up to, in 2.5 months I've been doing it, I think we've sold over 8,000 boards. Just in the United States.
So we'll just. Lay them nicely.
I can't believe this is your first time making one, my friend.
I'm just not crafty.
You don't have to be crafty. So I said if you can use scissors, you can make one. But don't worry, my mom just made one too. She's slow on the thing too. My mom actually just made one and she hung it at my grandma and grandpa's grave on a shepherd's hook. Oh my, it's beautiful, isn't it? I was like crying. And I'm trying to get my daughter, my other daughter, to make one for my sister's grave. She's just, too busy.
I would have made one for Nina's for you,
Well, I wanted Kristen to make it because Kristen has never made one of my wreaths before.
Oh, okay.
She likes to reap the money, but she
Well, of course.
she doesn't want to work for it. No, I told her she has to make it. Now this is perfect to do while you're sitting at your trailer. I sit outside by the fire, wreathing. Well, you guys can't see me because I'm way in the back, but I sit wreathing all day long. Well, I used to, but. I think I might have to go home, my friend, and just swim and then come back. Like, oh my God, it's 100-something degrees.
It's really beautiful out.
Actually, it's not bad.
There's actually a nice breeze.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You wouldn't know it by the sweat dripping off my hair. Look.
Yeah, but that's a norm. How are we doing,
What are you
everybody?
trying to say?
You're sweaty tan.
Your hot stuff.
She's sweaty tan, oh sweaty tan. All right, I'm almost done. Smelly cat.
Smelly cat. Smelly cat.
Are you finished, my friend?
I'm done.
Oh, you.
I've done this a few times.
You have not. I make them for you.
I know.
Okay.
Somebody commented I have so many hanging in my garage. It's a wreath for every season.
Who, you? I know, because I used to just give them away. Well, now on my Facebook Lives, I just donate them to the retirement home. They love them.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah? Are you okay cutting here? Do you need help? Sure. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's fine. Good for you. Okay.
Do you have an elastic?
No. I don't think so.
It's okay.
Zip tie.
Yeah, you can sit tight. Okay, so I think everybody almost should be done. Oh, I should do yellow and blue. Maybe I'll do a yellow row
Ooh, that would
in
be
between.
pretty.
Because I'm doing the center yellow, I'm not gonna do any green leaves. Now, you guys don't have to use green if you don't want to for your leaves. You can use the extra just coral on the outer petals if you want, or yellow or whatever you have. Okay. I have glasses.
No, my Alaska.
Oh, your I think it's your glasses. Okay? You need help. Raise me up. Stephen was going to come make one, but he couldn't because he's got company now this week. When I was doing the app last time, he was going to come make it.
That's his job.
Yeah.
I know he did the painting.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, I said to him, you can feel the holes, so it would take a little bit longer, but he would have been able to do it. Okay, so we're going to start on the so on the board, you'll see every other hole on the very outside has a set of 3 holes, okay? This very, very outer hole of the set of 3 is what we're going to use right now. Now, you can use green if you want. Well, the sunflower with green looks really nice. If you guys, for the coral, don't want to use green, you don't have to. You can use coral. It's totally up to you guys. The green sets it a nice, but I always get that option. I'm not going to use green because I already seen the teal with the yellow, and it looks better than with the green one. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're using these very outside holes. So there's 8. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of those holes. And those are the ones we're going to be using right now. And that's where your green petals are going to go, okay? Now, to fold your petals, now why I say the sunflower is the easiest flower we have, because all the petals are exactly the same. The rose has 2 different petals that you have to learn. The zinnia has like 3 different petals, but the sunflower is quite easy. So what you're going to do, deco mesh has like a natural curl to it all the time. It's plastic, right? So it curls up. We are going to work always with the curl down on the table. Okay, so you're going to put a piece down on the table in front of you, and you're going to put it in a diamond shape. Okay, so you're going to put it like this. Actually, I'm going to go around that side. Okay, so you're just going to put in a diamond shape in front of you. There you go. Now, to make the petal, what you're going to do is you're going to start from the corner here, and we're going to work our way to the other corner. And what you're going to do is you're going to scrunch with your thumb and your 4 fingers. You're just going to scrunch the middle all the way to the other corner, and you make a petal like this. Okay? So you want to leave it open, so I'll do that again. So it's just a diamond shape in front of you, and I'm just scrunching the middle right to the opposite corner, and I got it. You're going to flip it, and you're going to flip it upwards. So just where you have it in your fingers, just flip it up. You're going to take one of your clothespins, and you're going to clothespin it just like that. Okay? So it's just, it looks like petal. So you're going to put it in a diamond with it facing down. The curl facing downward. Okay? And you're going to put it in a diamond shape, and then you're going to scrunch. I'll do another piece. So your curl's facing down, and you're going to start from the corner, and you're going to scrunch right through the middle to the opposite corner. Okay? And then once you got it in your face, I just kind of flip it up with my 2 fingers. Like that. And then you put a clothespin. So I do a couple of them. Usually when I sit and watch a movie, I do all of them, and I throw them to the side of me because I have a gazillion clothespins, and usually the dog's underneath the mesh and everything, but she's used to it. So we'll do a couple of those petals. And I think there's a clothespin. There might be actually a clothespin too on your Ollie Fun material that you can use. So you probably have 3 clothespins. Okay, so again, we're going to be using these outside holes. You have any problem? Now we start working it from the inside of you. Is that right? But the easiest way is so you want to insert edges there. Okay, start from the front, right up the middle. Okay, right up the middle. Right up the middle. I'm trying to make sure that the leaves are even. And it's close. Okay? Got it? Okay, so we're going to work on, take one outer hole, and we're going to start on, so it doesn't really matter. And we're going to put the zip tie in through the back, so you're coming in through the white side and going through this outer hole. Any hole, you jump the very outer three. So the very outer three, and you put it on the table. Now I'm not going to put it on the table, so I'm going to show you. So if you put it on the table, it's sitting like this. No. Flip it. Turn your finger out just so you can. There you go. Now, if you keep in mind to always have the flat part of the zip tie, because you can feel the flat side. Because what you do a few times, you don't have to go. If you do feel it when you're putting your zip tie in, the flat side is facing the ceiling, you always know your zip tie is incorrect. Okay? And it'll only take a few times for you to screw up and do it backwards, and you'll realize. So what we're doing, yeah, that's all. Now I can feel with my finger that the flat side is up towards the ceiling. Going through that hole, remember not to touch that. Coming from the usually just like that. So if we put it on the table, then we can put the petal in. Okay. So now you're going to take that petal you just made, take the clothespin off, but don't let it go. And we're going to put the center that's the clothespin was scrunched on right between that hole and the outer part of the board. No, they're going to face down. So if you think about it, when you put your feet on the floor, you want the pedals to face the door, right? And you put it this way, your sunglasses will be all kind of long. Okay? So you want the
Facing down or up?
all the way up. Okay. And then you're going to zip it. So I zip it until I hit the board. And after you hit the board, you can swing your zip tie around. Now don't tighten it too tight, but because if you tighten it really tight, if you're trying to swing your zip tie around, it's hard. So once I hit the board, I just bring it down. And as I'm bringing it down, I pull tight and it pops right into the hole.
Ah. No, you're just twisting it around.
So you go around, and this is what I'm saying, tight. Yeah. The zip tie goes to the back. So the zip tie head will be facing the white.
This is an example of one not.
No, this is a norm. It's fine. You only do it once. You do it wrong once, and then you go through. So what I've done is I've gone through the back of my board. Coming around.
Okay, got to hurt it.
So once it's hit the board, so you want to keep your feet looking up. Hits the board, and as it hits the board, then pull down, and it pops in the hole, and it tightens at the same time. So eventually, we're going to cut all these tails off so the back looks nice and neat. So you're going to do this for all going around your board. So your zip tie should look like this. So you'll have 8 of them going all the way around.
Oh, you put the
And then you're gonna, yeah, and then you're going to swing that all the way around. Hold it apart. Like well, and as you're pulling down, don't try and pull it really tight. As you're pulling down, then pull it tight, and then pop right in the hole. Okay?
one in each of the top.
One of the, yeah, so you will have 8 green petals going around the outside. I'm gonna do teal. I'm just gonna do it all teal and yellow. Once they're in the board and they're zip tied in, then you can go around and fix your petals. Because some of them will be like all over the place. It's just the nature. It's plastic, so plastic likes to do what it likes to do. Hi, baby.
Are they down there?
You don't want to go sit down there? You're being non-social? He thinks because he's the president now.
What happens when you give them a paycheck?
I know, right?
So you're doing the white side facing you? I'm confused.
No, the white side is your back of your board. So it's going to be facing down.
But they should be curled towards me.
Yeah.
You've got to pull the ring.
Exactly where it is. Can you stand from the door? Yeah, just because it's plastic. Get it trained itself after a while. Because when you start adding more leaves, everything can start twisting itself. Yes. So if you can do this, that's the rest of the wreath, except for the different color. Are you going to sign the back of the board for Adele? If you do it like this, Cam, just put it on the board, or put the board on the table, and then put your middle of your petal right on the table, instead of up in the air, and then just pull it, and then swing it around. It's much easier than trying to do air one.
Sorry, I'm throwing my clothespins at you. Okay. People like you now.
Babe, I think we should go home, have swim, and come back.
Why would you come back?
Actually, is the
I
bay,
might come to your house and not come back.
is the bay nice and clean? Is it? Well, you can take the car. Did you get the golf cart out at all?
I can't get a charger with these batteries. I got like get a small charger to charge them up. That's charging hooked up.
I know. We came to the trailer and we were sitting in the air conditioning. Where's the boat anyway?
Behind the barn.
Where?
Behind the barn.
Does Poppy's truck have a hitch on it? We should probably move it. How are we doing? Are we all good? Yep, you're going to then go with your coral or yellow. So you're always going to go in the set of holes, you're always going to go in the hole closest to the center. That way your zip ties always lie the exact same way in the back. I'll show you guys in 1 second. Just cut up. Oh, that freezes me. Your zip ties are on. That's okay though.
I was gonna say, I think I did it wrong. I'm on the wrong side, right?
Just your zip ties are in backwards. It's fine.
Well, if I do this, then they're not.
Well, yeah, you put them at the top. You won't see them.
Well, now they're not. I don't
Yeah,
care.
but now they're at the top. It's a down. You have to tear 'em. You
No,
said
I
you'd
mean,
make it.
it's not gonna be bad.
No, it won't. Just put them in the back.
That's what I did. Then what holes do we use for the yellows?
I'm going to show you in 1 second. I just want to catch up here. So every of the hole, all the other holes are going to be the color that you guys have picked. Now, if you want to swap a few colors, so if you want some yellow in your coral, you can ask your partner or your neighbor, but that's what the other one, they were doing, swapping colors and making different colors. And okay, so your guys should look like something like this, except in green. So now we're gonna work on the next circumference of holes, which is these outer holes. There's 16 of them. And to do the petals for these ones, so you're gonna have this circumference, and then there's another one here. That hole, yeah, there's 16 of these holes. So that's one circumference. Then this one is 8 holes, that's another set. And then there's another set in here, which is 8. Those are what's gonna be the color. There's 4 in the whole, right in the center. Those 4 you're gonna leave, because those are gonna be where we're gonna build the center of our sunflower. So, the 4 very, well there's 8, there's 4 sets. Okay. So now to do your petal, if you always go, you'll see that there's always the sets of holes, right? If you put your zip tie in the hole closest to the center all the time, so when you go in from the back, if you always use the hole closest to the center, when you flip it around, your zip ties will always face the same way. Okay, and again, you want your flat side of your zip tie facing up the ceiling. So we're going to use these holes, yeah, so it'll be the second hole. So I'm going to put my zip tie in through that hole that's closest to the center. I'm going to scrunch again like I did the green one. I'm going to hold this up in the air. Again, I'm going to put the middle in between those 2 holes. So I'm just going to put the center in between the 2 holes, and I'm going to come over the mesh with my zip tie and down through that corresponding hole. And then you're going to grab the two zip ties in the back with your hands, and you're going to zip it. Like that? Yeah, but you want your petals facing. So when you put your petals in, it's going to be the curl side facing down. Okay? So I'm going to go around. But when you hit the board, don't really tighten it yet. Tighten it as you're pulling it down. So you see all the holes and these petals are facing back. Yeah. Always, your petals are always facing down or out. Like the motor is always facing down. So we're going into the second hole and back. Yeah, so I'm just gonna, I'll demo it right here. Second hole. So what I like to do is I like to keep it, see how one's shorter than the other?
Not seconds in between, these ones.
Push it down just to make sure.
Okay. Not the one that no.
And then I took it close to me. So you're putting it in there. And you're gonna take that center where you just squished it. You're gonna put it right in between those 2 holes. You're gonna put the tail through there. And with your other hand, grab the 2 pieces, or the 2 ends, the head and the end of the zip tie. Grab those 2. And you flip your board over and you zip it up. There you go.
That don't make really big sense to me.
You guys gonna continue going down? No, as we add
back through this way. Got you again? I just, why I'm not a big.
I just showed you.
Want me to be, but I'm
If I force the person I put in is upside down.
No, sorry, the rose is a little bit more hard. Start with yeah, the party said 2024, and the well, picture I had was the rose. So that's what I said. That color. We're gonna do that all the way around.
Okay, you supposed to have this space?
It will flip, we'll flip it up.
Oh, okay then. I wasn't listening to that part.
As you're adding the mesh, it flips and flattens.
Sometimes what I do is, because it's plastic, well, kind of manage to myself, I make sure it's.
I'm just gonna continue around like that. Are these yours this time? Yeah, you're gonna go all the way around with all, there's 16 of them. Brenda, if you do this one and you want to make a rose, I have a rose tutorial where you can like make it at home. So everybody follows step by step on a video with me. But you kind of have to start with the sunflower first, so you get to know what the board is, how to work with the size. Like
I thought we were making the rose. Oh, you had to tell them what you wanted. I didn't know what I was making because I'm making
Once you
bells.
do a sunflower, I get the thing, then you kind of get your groove and a little bit easier. Okay, yeah.
Stealing yours.
White wine? No, rosé?
Yeah.
What kind?
I buy food straight.
Okay.
What's one we like? The Zinfandel.
I like this. I think I'm gonna go to town and get myself some wine and some 7-Up and have some spritzer. There you go.
Yeah, you guys can move. If you're too squished, just move to the table behind it. Huh? It's pretty easy.
Aren't you special? I'm making it down.
Be a little worried before you go. That's the caring.
The key to the sunflower is just to make sure your petals are always, the curl is facing down.
My teacher, you're like invading my space
Sorry.
here.
Trying to make smart roses.
Not important. Yeah.
And I'm doing it upside down.
Turns out to be the mother of the groom was walking around with a beautiful dress. This back.
Bang.
Below
Get
her
a hold of
back.
it. Find your neck hole.
Her slip is just hanging right down, right?
Apparently.
So I go up to her.
Except for the center, that's where you
She's
put
looking
them
me
in
down
the
the
center.
underdress right in the back, and she goes, and we'll be at that for the rest of the night. Oh. And I went, oh, okay. You would want to know, but all right. And she goes, yeah, that's just the way
This
it
is
is.
what's taking the States by storm.
And I was like,
We have two, and then I have a horse.
I seen the horse
The horse is beautiful. I have to shoot the video, so everybody's just driving me crazy, but
Well, it turns out her husband was
I have to shoot the video on how to do it. Well, I had to tweak the horse too, a few things.
that makes sense.
Because when I'm designing, I always have to keep in the mindset that I'm teaching people that don't even know nothing, right? So I have to make it as easy as possible. So I just keep Tammy in mind and see, what would Tammy do? Because she's totally not,
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
she's crafting disabled.
I just say make it for me.
Some people can just,
And I'm not really friends with them, it's just my husband.
I don't even enjoy it.
This is my husband, right?
Look, somebody that doesn't enjoy it, and I'm doing it.
you're doing a gel, so you're doing a nice job. So what you're doing, your petals are not flipping up properly. No, that's not how you do it.
By the fire,
Well, the petals will start folding on top of each other. So if you do it like that,
and
good.
we're all nice.
Yeah. Put your zip tie in. No, I got that.
No, it's not. Don't listen to her. She's got no thermos.
That was only one time.
See how now it's facing nicely?
Even the breeze is coming through rolling the top.
Just make sure your petals are facing, because they'll all start pushing each other down.
Exactly.
And we're all not.
Yeah, they gotta go the same way. I'm gonna zoom in on you. You forgot you're like right in the camera.
I know.
Well, we can't fix them.
So when you do these, see how yours are coming outward?
But one is, look at it. One's going down, one's going up.
I know. Let's see why. So I have it facing down. All the way up. Switch it up. It's just the way the method is cut. Up.
Oh, maybe not.
There you go.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's gotta go in this hole.
What did you do wrong?
No, you did great. Here. Okay.
Oh, everyone, that's my name.
Me too, I was doing every other
Oh.
All the 16.
It's a little
It's
bit.
a little more.
Do we look sweaty? No, no.
There, see, ripping off my hair nicely facing downwards.
But I'm a sweaty person apparently.
You know you're
I am sweaty. After my surgery, I didn't sweat at all. It was cold all the time. I was hoping it would never come back, but it came back.
even I'm sweating and I don't sweat.
I got a wee bit of sweat on my brow right now, and that's all good.
I'm all over the place. Sorry, girl.
see it for me now, eh?
So usually when I do these at home, I make all the petals, throw them out to the side of me, all clothespin, because I'm sitting in my recliner. And of course, Lady's attached to me, and she's like underneath all of the deco.
Yep. And then we go to the next set of holes. These two, right?
You're missing some.
Right here.
Yeah, you'll go in the next. The only ones we're not going to do are these 4 in the center.
Bob, did you hear that? No, not right. You didn't hear any zip. Where? On my zip tie, because I did it back.
Oh, did you? You managed to do it backwards?
Yeah.
They're hard to do backwards.
Zipless.
Then you can also flip the frame over, and if it doesn't have a zip tie in it, that just means you missed a petal. Get up. Yeah, it's much easier to move your frame to the side when you start getting in there. You just scrunch it on the table.
Carry the island by yourself. Just make it done.
I just ruined your video, I'm sorry.
No, I already told them.
thought I was gonna
And that was so quick.
I already said there's alcohol involved and we're at a trailer park, so.
Hey, nope. Clean the party mode, I haven't touched that.
Yeah, you did. You're concentrating.
Because I haven't said anything
You
like
need to swear off and see who really has the potty mouth.
Well, like I said, I gotta come up with a new word for F, because that one's getting old.
Never gets old, does it?
Well, yeah, I use it too much.
Oh, I see, okay.
Instead of the F word, sugar shack.
Oh, no, right, I sound like I'm talking to a child there.
That's gotta be a word that comes up. Sugar shack. It does. I swear a lot, so I try not. Oh, do the,
Oh, balls.
I say oh, balls. Oh.
Has everybody got the hang of the petals now? You should probably by now. And the zip
I
tie.
thought I was almost done until you guys told me I'm gonna get on before. I thought it's a sparsy looking flower, but hey, it's mine. I kill everything I grow.
Well, these ones you can't. That's why I did a pool, a flower wall in my pool, because I didn't have time to plant flowers. So I made a whole bunch of different wreaths, all in like bright pink, hung them up on the lattice wall behind the pool, and never have to water them.
Just have to spray them down.
Well, I just sprayed them at the beginning when I put them up. I sprayed them with some UV spray, and that was it. It's so pretty too.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, as soon as you walk in my backyard, it's like bam, all these pink and yellow flowers. I love it.
Seen them on Facebook in there.
Well, they have, people are doing, like brides and stuff, they're doing their bachelorette parties, making, you know, roses or sunflowers in the colors of their wedding. And then, getting a, lattice piece and making it like a wall and putting the wreaths on the wall for a photo wall. And then they can take the wreaths home. So they're doing them, making them at the bachelorette party, using them for decor. And then the the bridesmaids can take them home after the wedding. So that's a really good idea. Yeah. So the bride makes the white rose, and I guess the bridal party makes the other colors, whatever the wedding party is.
Do you burlap that way too? Are you
Anything.
the person that does the burlap ones too? Is my daughter.
I just
Does them all. Interesting.
tomorrow, is it tomorrow? Tomorrow I'll be shooting the horse. You guys probably seen the horse head? No? Oh my gosh. But see, I sell all into the States, and this wreathing in Georgia and Texas and all that is insane. Like, we're talking wreath wars. Dave wants to start a program called Wreath Wars. Like, it's crazy out there. So it's nice though that I you know, like I said, I've
We
only,
knew you before.
what's that?
We can say we knew you just before.
Well, it's funny, like I said, I've only been selling in the States for 2 months, and I already got invited to this big crafters convention in Illinois to be a keynote speaker.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, and I'm like in the lineup with these really big wig wreathers. Like, I was just like starstruck. And it's like, really, me?
Yeah, I would question that and say you're setting me up to look stupid, so no.
No.
I'll just stay in my humble.
It's just, you know why? Because mine's
humble
different.
area.
It's different than the
Different
norm.
as well.
Well, yeah, because, you know, not everybody can make one of these huge fancy wreaths, and they, you know, there's little ladies that sit home and try and spend all, you know, hundreds of dollars on supplies.
It reminds me of when I used to sell the stitcheries. You know, you go to the homes and you teach them how to do it on samplers.
Oh,
And
yeah?
I was selling the whole kit. And I went and did nurses.
Like needlepoint?
Yes.
Oh.
I did it with nurses, right? And they were all excited and none of them had ever done anything like that. And their little square samplers were horrible. And they were so excited they bought these great big kits, and I thought they'll never do that. It's just really, it's a lot of work.
It
right?
is.
But they were expensive, and I thought, wow, this will never sell. Oh, people went crazy, and I was like, hey.
Well, we found like people in April were, you know, buying one or two and trying it out, and then you see their order, you know, 2 weeks later, you know, 10 boards, and then you see their order next, you know, 2 weeks later, it's like 50 boards.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so because it's so easy. But I have like this board makes a rose, a zinnia, a daisy, a dahlia, poppy. And then I have my other boards were character boards. Somebody said about the snowman and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
different
we
board.
did the snowman.
Yeah. So instead of using a sign in the middle of your wreath, you actually just Mod Podge faces.
Okay.
So I digitally designed faces. So people are buying the faces that I made, printing them at Staples, and Mod Podging them right onto the frame so they don't have to buy signs or anything.
They don't have to worry about their drawing abilities.
No. Well, because when you order a sign from the wreath place or whatever, you're waiting a couple weeks for the lady
Yeah.
to paint it and everything.
Yeah.
So when they buy the digital image, they can print as many as they want for like 75 cents. Mod Podge it onto the middle of the board. And well, at that conference I'm doing, I don't even know how many people, but we're all making snowman wreaths at the same time, so I'm going to be teaching them all. Like, we're looking at about 1,000 people all at once making the same wreath. I got to figure out how I'm going to get all these boards down there.
Driver.
Plus, they want 5,000 to sell there.
I know somebody has a van,
Oh, we'll probably rent.
to rent a rider truck.
Well, I donated the boards, but they're getting like the mesh and all that stuff.
You donated the boards?
Yes, I did. In place of my sponsorship, so
Oh, okay.
so my name, like our company name, will be all in the billboards, on the T-shirts and all that stuff.
That's pretty cool.
It is, yeah. Especially it's moved so fast. It's fun though.
You're here, you should try your finger on one or two.
I don't think you can ruin it. It is pretty easy. And then once you do 2 or 3 of them, you don't even have to look down from the TV.
Well, some of us,
No, most people.
not me.
Yeah, you don't even have to, yeah, after a while, like making wreaths, I don't look down.
I can't even crochet.
I can't crochet either though. My mother used to try to teach me how to knit. I would put the knitting needle under my armpit and be like this, because I could not hold both knitting needles and do it.
I taught my daughter to knit when she was 10, and then when she was around 20, she decided she should learn it again, but she forgot. She never did it. She sits on my knee, I'm going, what are you doing? that's how you taught me before.
Yeah, you were
Oh my God, that's so
Jeanette,
cute.
I can't even see around you now, so no. This is what I'm looking for. Get off my knee.
Dave crochets.
I was, but she was so serious. This is how you're gonna teach me. I'm like, no.
Not this time.
My Dave crochets. He makes Dave makes me the washcloths and everything. He sits in his underwear in the recliner. You guys seen him, he's a big trucker guy. He has some clothes in his underwear in the recliner. And he makes me washcloths.
And if he knew you were telling that,
And if you knew what I was telling you guys,
You should video him. It's really
well, I
neat,
have,
too.
but yeah, he found it and he deleted that real fast.
My oldest brother used to use citrine in Vancouver in the 60s when it wasn't cool, but a football player apparently did it. So he decided he was cooler than me.
He's good too. Dave's good, but I don't understand how he can do it because he's got these big ginormous hands, right? With a little crochet hook.
Very good.
I don't know.
Therapeutic.
no, it's not.
Yeah. I used to knit for a living. I used to knit sweaters and for an antique shop in the sweaters in the round we're in. And then I would be reading a book, knitting, and listening to Phil Donahue. My kids would come home and go, how the hell are you doing all that? So you just have to listen to Phil Donahue. But you're reading. Yeah, I can read from the story. It's like listening to music in the background.
Yeah, once you do something many, many times, it's just you're in your nature just to know how to do it without even looking.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like sex.
I don't know about that.
It's like
Well, not for you. See, I can only do something if it's going to be finished that day. I can't come back and work on something again.
No.
My attention spans too.
Sewing doesn't work that way.
Yeah, see, my attention, I have to freeze. What the heck?
either
What?
painting a suit.
What did I do?
You gotta look at it.
Nothing, keep going. Flip it over and you'll be able to see, I can see some right there. Yes.
Oh, look at it.
Oh, I'm doing the wrong holes.
No, you're doing the right ones. You missed this one, that one, that one, that one. You missed it. Oh, there's one down there. Stop it! Look, you're right there too.
The whole misser is a lady in missing.
Only DIY teachers are gonna see this, so. And the DIY is humongous, like these paint things and everything. It's so big because people are so technology inept now, they don't make anything with their hands. So they like to make things with their hands and have that kind of, I made that moment.
Everything was moving.
I really like this color.
Except for culottes. I've never seen culottes come back.
Culottes.
Oh, they're back.
Really?
Oh, they're back.
Those are like gauchos, right?
Yeah.
Remember they were, that's what they were called.
And now even the pants are back.
The what, bell bottom? Like the,
Big gauchos.
oh yeah? Oh my God, I would look like a friggin' tank in that. Hey, as long as they're comfy, who cares? What are? Moo-moos.
They're really not. Oh my God, you know, that's so funny.
I would love
I
to
drive
moo-moo.
downtown every day for work, and there's this little African store on King Street by Sherman, and she has all these moo-moos hanging in the window. African grocery store. The Africana.
What's going on today here? I know there's a dance. I seen her with Kate. When's Kate?
Tammy's getting drunk, right?
It's Kate's tonight?
Tammy's getting drunk again.
Tammy's getting drunk again.
Did you get drunk last night without me?
Loaded last
She did.
night. Oh my God, 3 drinks. I had to stumble to bed.
It's my fault. I worked too much.
Yeah, come. I told you last night, come.
I couldn't.
I know.
When I literally, when I finally sat down at 9 o'clock, it's like, ah, crap. I still have to get everything ready for today. a Dade counting zip ties at like 10 o'clock at night.
I thought your message on the thingy was, you needed to know by Thursday so you can have all
Yeah,
your supplies.
that was the plan, except I had to run over to the States yesterday, which was not the plan.
Just wondering, okay, all my top holes are filled, so what do
So
we
you
do?
can start cutting your tails off if you want. You're just gonna continue on doing like I did.
Look at her, so
So I just go to the next set of holes.
Yep, keep going on. Kind of just,
beautiful.
so as they're laying on top, you can see how
Okay,
they're flat.
teacher.
Are you guys enjoying this?
Yeah, it's too hot.
I'm not.
Scratching my hands.
My friend, crafting is not for me.
I know it's not.
This is not for me, man.
That's why I don't ask you to do it.
I suck.
You said to Adele you would make hers. I didn't ask.
I know.
I didn't volunteer you.
She was so upset she couldn't come.
Dell?
Yeah.
I would have made it.
Like, am I even doing it right?
I'll fix it.
I'll fix it.
I don't know.
Hey, no, you're,
My flowers
okay,
are
well,
all-
okay, I'm not gonna, no, look at mine.
Yeah, but you've made no.
No, no, I know, but
But mine looks so rustic.
Okay. Okay.
I'll go have a smoke.
why are you still smoking? You promised.
I didn't promise.
Yes, you did.
No, I did
Yes,
not.
you did. You said you just needed to get through something. You said, oh, I just need to get through this and then I'll quit. That was how long
Yeah,
ago?
Poppy's in the hospital.
Yeah, but you don't need to smoke because of that.
It's a good example why you don't want to smoke, because you'll be in the hospital.
She quit for so many years. Like, why start now when you're almost 50? Like, seriously.
My brother Joey quit anyway. Really? And you quit as well?
I don't drink. Does anybody else?
Almost 10 years now.
Yeah, I quit. My son's 21, so I quit 22 years ago. Almost. How much is the pack of cigarettes now?
15 or something.
For a cheap,
Yep.
for a cheap carton, it's $112 because my friend just bought one.
You can start cutting your tails if you want, huh? You would cut it, but you can.
Hey, Monroe! You didn't hear me, Jeff? That's my boy.
That's your guy.
That's my boy. Probably wondering where I am.
And then usually, when I cut out the more you touch
I
that,
think
that
she'll store early for me.
and then I say to the one for
Today. Yeah, I should start early.
I've been texting him all day too. Can you do this? Can you do that? I thought I still had more food for the dog. Can you just run to the store, get me one margarine container? Give me one. It will do it for the weekend. Like, I don't even know what this stuff looks like.
Oh my God.
Just ask them for the distance you have. They know what I'm talking about. And I was like, oh.
I should text one of Tina's kids and tell them to bring me some of her dogs. I'd replace it. I thought there was two in the fridge. I thought there was one here and one at home. Apparently not.
Oh, good Lord. This is exactly where she, this is exactly where.
Oh my God. You having fun?
She's a good thing to, I love her.
But yeah, she's not a.
No, she's not. She's a good helper though. She comes, when I was running the workshops all the time, she would come to help me all the time.
Smaller than alright. Not anybody else.
Yeah.
You don't have to, don't use that one. Because you will have extra at the end.
I don't know that.
You'll have extra. The only ones you want really, really nice are these very close ones, because you'll see that once you center on. But when I, like this, my wreath is like this, I just bring, before I went to bed, would go to bed and would flip it upside down, make sure all the petals were nice like that, and just put like a book on it.
Okay.
And then when you wake up in the morning, it's huge, because your petals are like spread out. Yeah, and you flatten. People are selling these in the States for $50. Yeah.
How much is one of the boards?
The boards are, well, they're 8 American, but for Canadians I do of obviously my car. So these ones are 8 and the character ones are 7.
Do you sell kits?
Was starting to sell kits at the beginning, but now I just don't, I don't have the manpower to go to the space. And then the kits were, I was doing kits because the Canadians are really hard to find just mesh, except for Michael's. And Michael's is like $18 a roll, and it's crap. It's crap. So I would start, I was making kits for like my Canadian friends and stuff, because I have a thing over in the States where I just send it, I ship everything there, and then I go over and pick it up. Well, I have a courier that goes and picks it up, right? But because 95% of my customers are US, they have really a lot of choices to buy from them. So they don't need my national MR lines in the States. Right? So the kits were kind of, at the beginning I was selling the kits just so people would try them first and they didn't have to run around buying zip ties and everything. But now we're to the point where we don't really need to sell kits.
But do you sell the board?
Oh yes, the boards are, that's what everybody wants. So I'm in a deal with Amazon right now. So I'm gonna be selling on Amazon.ca and Amazon.com. So they'll be getting their boards like the next day. Because right now, with the shipping, we have about 150 packages a day going to the States. Yeah. And my son does all the packing.
So can I buy a board today?
Oh, I don't know if I have any. Oh, I do have one.
To sell me?
Yeah. So, and then on my Facebook or my website, you can buy different tutorials. So if you want to make a rose, and the tutorial is like literally the camera facing my hands and show you step by step.
Okay.
Everything how to do it. It's actually better than holding workshop because you can actually see what I'm doing. You think what these are nice is because I can't sit at a table like I'm doing right now. I have to do everything from my recliner. And but making a normal wreath, which is a required frame, you can't sit. You have to sit at a table. So I couldn't make them anymore. All right. I fixed it so it kind of looks like a flower now.
It looks normal now?
Well, it's looking somewhat like a
Oh, I
flower.
think you overfilled there.
Oh, that would be huge with that.
No,
I suck.
No, you know what you were doing? Your petals
Are
are
not clipped the right way.
right, that's all. So I just kind of had to twist them.
Okay,
So see how they're laying back now? Not all over
throwing all their supplies
now.
on the floor.
No, you don't suck.
Oh, I
You just
suck.
say that.
No, I
Where's-
suck.
Give me a yellow piece.
Right here.
Scrunch it up.
Oh, no, mine are on the floor.
Scrunch her up.
Oh, no, I just.
See, now when you flip yours over, yours is going to be huge just from laying flat like that for a few minutes. See? They spread out.
Now it's just, and then what, you could just go.
No, you don't do that.
Look at, see,
But that looks nice all fluffed up.
Oh, you just got some.
Okay.
So I gotta do, holy crap, I got lots to do.
We can start the centers. You guys can finish these up at the trailer too if you want.
You trying to get rid of us?
No, it's just hot.
We have beach time.
Yeah, we got all our photos.
Are you ready?
All there?
Are you ready?
I don't know how I'm getting the island down there, 'cause I can't carry it now.
Put it on the golf cart.
I'm thinking I might just put it on the truck and
We did that.
drive
We would
really
hold them.
slow and
Yeah.
just hold it.
You guys have probably seen us go through with a big flamingo on the top of the truck.
Why my hands are like filthy?
Yeah, it's a big
What are
one.
you doing?
I wasn't doing anything.
Come on, here's the hole.
So depending how the next 2 weeks goes, I might as well work my last shift. then.
Well,
You're gonna keep me busy.
Dave's got to get, are we done with these things on? Yeah, you can, yeah, right near the head so they are nicely in there. One more.
Yeah, right here.
Oh, shoot. Really
Taste
taking
this. What are you
random
drinking?
nature now.
Two spritzer. If you like it, maybe we'll drink that tonight. I'll go get a box of wine.
Box of wine?
What, ask them at a
With
box.
ginger ale. Taste.
Oh, I always drink wine with ginger ale.
Sound like professional.
But I don't even buy wine because I'm not a wine drinker, but.
But you know, it's like our punch.
Mm. So you'd like that punch?
Punch is awesome. I think that's
Best punch.
I like, Karen's hippie punch.
Yeah, that's good too.
Mine is red wine, ginger ale,
No, white wine.
white wine or red, doesn't matter.
Oh, I don't.
Red wine, white wine, whatever you want. Ginger ale, a little can of frozen juice, whatever kind you want.
Usually berry, right?
Berry punch.
I think you're done, my friend. The holes are all filled.
I didn't do two.
One more.
One more, is that what you just said?
Oh, you know what? That pink looks so pretty.
Does, eh?
It does.
It's a gerbera.
That's why it's called a fun tower.
It's a gerbera.
Gerbera?
Gerbera.
But she's doing the same thing we're doing.
Yeah. Just different color. If you look at a gerbera, it's almost the same color.
I love this teal.
Yeah, it feels pretty.
Very pretty. Sparkly.
I only had one roll. I sold out. Where did all the rest of my teal go?
Did you cut it?
Very pretty. Matches your shirt. Or your dress.
Hi, my love. Actually, you know what? I might do yellow. Let's see. I'm gonna mix it up a bit. Ooh.
Just as hot.
Did you go down to the beach? Yeah? Are they all swimming or are they just sitting there? Sitting there. Sounds like I need a bathing suit. I'm like, why? You're not gonna go in the water.
Yeah.
You just sit down
We
there.
put like our legs in the water. My legs are like in the.
Braver than me, ever since I seen those three-eyed fish down there.
Three-eyed fish.
I don't put any parts of my
Have you
body
really
in that
seen the
water.
three-eyed
Yeah, did you really?
All wonky with warts and crap all over them.
They're called gobies.
Oh, I know. This thing was big.
So once you're done your sunflower, all your petals, you're gonna start just grabbing them and just pulling them out because it might be stuck on each other because it likes to stick.
You did that part for me already, didn't you?
Yes.
Well, that one's upside down, that's not good. Isn't that what you said?
Yeah, no, that's good. I'm flattening it out for her.
That's why she put it upside down. Flatten my petals.
That they're supposed to be poofy.
So hot.
Oh, feel that. That's lovely. Now I got glitter on my face.
Could be worse.
I can see it out of my eye.
That's
Could
not
be a
bad.
glow in the dark at the dance tonight.
Oh,
Are you going?
I'm not gonna leave you.
come over and sit at our fire.
Yeah, I can't leave her.
You're 16, come to the dance.
She thinks she's 16.
Oh, no. Oh, my covering.
Can you flower with that? I went, "Hey, you're right in the head."
I'm making you special.
Yellow ears now.
It's okay, she's fine.
The center's gonna be like bright yellow.
How did you get so lucky?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you to make one.
Sell it to you?
I don't make them anymore. I do have people that do make them for us.
Okay, I have to bring you some money.
Look what you're doing.
Whose is that, yours?
Mine.
A little bit, but. No. Beautiful, thank you, thank you. Tell your little one I said thank you.
I will.
Saw the ones that she had on the table, they were like this. I'm going, haven't they been somewhere rough, honey?
Oh.
It's too hot to do this game. This is why I wanted to do it like at the beginning of the year. So,
I made Brad shut the air conditioner off before I left
ooh,
in the trailer. I said, I'm not coming back and freeze. You're nuts, you crazy. But we do as a rule, we keep it cold for the dog.
My dog's roaming around Ottawa. One of them.
who's watching Sammy and?
Anthony and Tommy are there.
Oh, that's right.
Well, Tommy's working nights this weekend, so
When did he start?
last week.
Did you like it?
Not really.
Oh,
He
really?
doesn't mind the job.
Uh-huh.
It's just this place, they're
Oh, really? Already? Only a week?
minimum wage for PSW. Like, come on.
Does he live with you?
Where? Yeah, he's just staying in my spare room for Seasons in Stony Creek. The new retirement place. My cousin just moved here from out east. And he's a PSW, so he got a job there, but it's $14 an hour. It is horrible.
That's
Right
when I
now-
pay Mitchell to do packaging.
I know. Right now, it's a paycheck for him.
Did he ever apply at Able Living on Trinity Church? They're always
He
hiring.
didn't because he's got a bad back, so he can't do home care. Because if he's got to lift somebody, he's got a sciatic issue. And he says, you know what, if I start lifting people up,
He doesn't have to lift people at the,
no,
Where he is?
no. Well, he might have to, but he'll have help.
If he wants to drive to Grandview Lodge, they're hiring.
Are they hiring? He doesn't drive. He gave up his license years ago because he preferred the beer.
now he doesn't drink.
And he doesn't drink now. I told him, you need your license.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're gonna work on that. And you know, he's never been out of Canada.
He's never what?
He's never been out of Canada.
Oh, there's a lot of people like
I
that.
said, well, we're going to Walmart in the States.
Do you have a passport?
I will be the first. Oh, no, I'm gonna get him his passport. And I will be the first to take him across.
And who is this?
My cousin. Yeah.
She took one idiot off the road.
He's older though. He's not, like, he's 55.
There's nothing wrong with it.
No, it's not like he's, you know what I mean. It's not like he's 20-year-old and moved here. And, like, he knows what he wants. He knows what job he wants. And he's been around the block, so he knows that.
He wants to come work for me.
He does want to work.
I know he
You know what he
does.
said to me? He goes, I don't want to work for her to get paid. He said, I want to work for her because I want to see her do well. He's like so excited.
I know.
And he loves to
Okay,
clap.
are you guys related or something?
Who?
Used to.
Well, we've been best friends for 30 years.
Oh, okay. Okay, no, it's just like,
We were college roommates.
ah,
We went to the same high school, even though she didn't like me. But you know what's funny, how we found out about each other? We wore the exact same dress to our graduation. And I was like, oh my God, that girl has the same dress on as me. And Tim's like, oh my God, look at that snobby bitch has the same dress as me.
And then I said, but I rock it better.
And then we ended up as college
It
roommates.
was a hideous dress anyway.
I know.
Where the hell did we even get that?
No. Okay, how are we doing?
What did it look like?
So Sue, he's excited to come out and meet Barry and Steven because he's gay.
oh,
And he said, you know what? I would just love to make some gay friends.
Are they all?
Really? I'm like, come on out to the trailer. I'll introduce you to Steven and,
Is Stephen Barker here?
yeah. He's just
Stephen
excited
Barker's
to
my
know.
favorite.
He goes, I'll just be able to chat with him and just have something in common, you know?
I usually put them forward, the whole thing is, Stephen and them, they don't talk. They talk.
Morning, all this is.
They talk? Who's they?
Stephen and Barry are not one for sitting there chatting.
Oh, no, they won't either. He's not either.
Oh, okay, that's what.
No,
we
no,
said.
no.
You just want
No,
somebody to
I
talk
think
to
he
them,
just,
go,
no, I think he just wants somebody to talk to that he knows is on his level kind of thing.
yeah, it's Joe.
Because he doesn't like to talk about that either. He's not very flamboyant at all. If I didn't tell you he was gay, you wouldn't even know he was gay. Well, you might figure it out when he talks.
Once the mouth opens, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, time you.
He doesn't see, no, he doesn't see that, and I would never
No, he's
guess.
not flamboyant at all.
And even when he talks, I would never guess.
No?
kind of boss like that.
He likes that.
I only knew because you told me.
Yeah.
I've got very flamboyant gay friends, I got very butchy lesbian friends, I got very feminine lesbian
Yeah,
friends.
I know a few of those too.
I got 'em all. I'm very versatile with them.
Perfect.
I ain't gonna be in this world.
Some of the guys that we work with told me to stay.
You don't like somebody because of their sexuality?
No, exactly.
Are you kidding? That emails that go around say I don't like brunettes, or I don't like blondes, I don't like,
Exactly.
and
It's all the
downsize them
same.
all. You know, we're all human beings trying to survive in this world.
Oh, he's had such a rough life.
So then it started where,
I mean, I know we all have.
As soon as you said it doesn't drive you to the side food or bed, that's a lot of issues for being a baby, you know, handling it.
Well, when he was younger, yeah. He hasn't drank it since he was like 19.
Yep, so that's why.
He took him, and my uncle was, my
As soon
uncle.
as you said that, I
Oh,
knew
my
that.
uncle was a
That was
big,
it.
like, for him to come out of the closet
Oh,
was
no.
huge in my family.
That's absolutely horrible. That
But he
you have
doesn't
to
talk
know
to
that.
us. He doesn't talk to us.
Oh, well, that's-
and you were just so jealous, so
Mentally
and
abused.
right?
Who? My uncle Pippi. My dad's brother right next to, like, yes, Pippi, Peter.
It was so kind of when I watched him and he goes,
Okay, how many holes do we have to fill with? Even the center ones?
No,
Where's the brown ones go?
Got one here,
Yeah,
well, one here,
yeah,
one here,
yeah, like, okay, so.
and then,
Just don't touch
then the
these?
middle ones is for the, yeah.
I'm working on it. Try to be a good student here, instead of a yapper and drinker and smoker. That's a real I am, but.
She keeps trying to convert me though. It is very pretty. I love that blue, teal, whatever you call it. What is that?
Could be my,
Oh,
no, my husband and Stephen doing the.
Well, you wanna go, around and cut the zip tie ends?
oh, it was your fault.
Just at the bar, try to get that boom box in, and it starts off with it's raining in, and then Steve and them just go right at it.
Here, we'll cut zip tie ends.
All right.
Thank you, my love.
What, like these pieces?
Yeah, where people were cutting them off.
It's not very pointy.
Trying to get my petals in still.
You got that piece? You have a copy. Was there $100 prize tonight for bingo?
No, I've been there at this park for 5 years. I've never played bingo.
Let's play bingo tonight.
How do you do it? Well, I know how to play bingo. Well, I know.
Really, just say how do you do it?
No, I know how to play bingo. Like, how much does it cost?
It's 10 cents a card.
No.
$5 a card for jackpot.
Do you need like bingo dabbers?
No, you
No.
use chips.
I was not a bingo.
What's that?
No, it's not computerized.
I was a bingo.
Hmm? Yeah, you can come to bingo as long as you're with an adult. Granny used to come all the time. She would sit in here, whoever would have her. I wouldn't come to bingo.
No, not when it comes to that, because as long as people keep their mouths shut, we can get a long way with a lot of stuff. But people are not keeping their mouths shut anymore, which is gonna be causing issues. Yep. But high and mighty is better than just going with the flow, right?
Well, I don't know about that. Well, sometimes.
That makes a difference. You haven't noticed the difference in this park lately?
Oh, I have.
Here you go. Shall you say any more?
What's the difference?
Well, you gotta come around, Missy, to see it.
Oh, you know what, honestly, I wish, I swear.
She misses it.
Oh, I do, I love my trailer. Next year, right now, I gotta work hard to, do the same. Gotta work hard to make it, and then.
I'm hungry.
Me too, I'm having a nice beach.
I'll be right back.
Are they the same? Have you had it yet?
No, I haven't
Anybody?
had it this year, why? Please don't tell me it's not the same.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Has
Oh.
anybody gone there and had
Does anybody
it?
have the nice beach this year? Yeah, it was good. The same?
Is it the same like last year?
How many holes is it? We supposed to have 8 holes in the front. Yes, we're gonna do a center right now, and we're done. So if you have extra zip ties, just throw them in the middle here. We are gonna need 4 zip ties for the center. 4 or 8? Nope, just 4, just 4. So that we can have 8 zip ties. Really good. I can't believe it. Just anything else on there.
My future daughter-in-law, Jackie. This is everybody. I don't know everybody's names. Amy. Hi. Lori. Sue.
Hello, hello.
Brenda.
And Donald's sister, that was your
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go through the center right now.
Okay.
That way, when you're done, you can go.
Are you kids here?
The trailer, you do where you want. Okay, so our center, if you have a sunflower yellow one, it's got round pieces, this is called polyfun. Great material, it's waterproof, colorproof, everything, it's a big grade in Wreathing now, but, of course, they don't sell it in Canada. Of course not. Yeah, it's like what you, the material for like the ballast for bags now are made out of everything. Yeah, 'cause it's really, really resistant. I actually did a whole sunflower in a brick red polyfun with gold balls, so I made it poinsettia. So this would make a poinsettia if you did red with gold balls inside.
Okay.
It's poinsettia now, right? Okay, so with our polyfun, you have, it's just a 5.5 inch by 5.5 inch piece. What we're gonna do to make the center, you're gonna use 2 pieces of this per hole. And I'm gonna show you in 1 second. Let's grab a board so I can do it upside down. So what you're gonna do is you're just gonna put it in front of you. And you know how we did it from corner to corner? This time you're just gonna go right down the center and make a bow tie. So you do one, get your clothespin, and just clothespin it, okay? So we have a bow tie. You're gonna do another one, same thing. Okay? And that, we're gonna put on that same clothespin, just to hold our bow ties together. So, this is really, really easy with the center. Lots of people use burlap and everything, but it's the same thing. I'm gonna do the yellow instead of I'm doing my roses. Okay, so I'm doing yellow. So what I'm gonna do again, I'm using the hole closest to the center. I'm going through my zip tie from the back, through the front there again. And this time, and you're doing the exact same, you just did a different petal. This time you're taking your bunch of olifun that you have scrunched up.
So 2 and
There are 2 pieces. Now you can put them on top of each other. I tried to just kitty corner it just a little bit. It just makes it a little bit fuller. But you can just put it on top of each other, and then you'll be able to pull it the way you want it once you get it in the center. So you're going to put your center in between the 2 holes, and again, just zip tie over it. So your center won't fade, but your mesh will fade, so. If you don't separate, just spray it, or if you put it right in the center.
You should do this.
I'll spray it one more time. Or one more time. You zip tie it and then pop it in the bowl. Okay. So you got it, you're just gonna go down the center, right? Making a bow tie. I like my clothespins to hold them shut.
They come back with their tissue paper flowers now, they come back again.
I'm gonna put this one just on top of this one to hold it. I'm gonna put my zip tie exactly through like you guys have been doing. The whole closest, put it down. I'm gonna take this clump.
So you're having some kind of a.
So you just got two pieces on top of each other.
Oh,
Yep. I just kind of turn it, but you don't have to because once you get it zip tied in, we can tug and turn the pieces for whatever way we want. Now I'm showing you guys the easiest way to make the sunflower. So you could use burlap in the center, or you could use anything. I made one with a tablecloth from Dollar Tree. It's like fabulous. Hawaiian sunflower.
I haven't decided what to do with it.
Jeannie, if you want mesh to go with your board, just message me. Okay. Don't buy from Michael's. Michael's mesh sucks big time. It frays like you would not believe, and it's $18.99. So if you want to color, just message me because I have a whole storage unit full of colors.
Okay.
And cheap.
And keep,
And cheap. Yeah, I can.
There, you got me at cheap.
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Well, I sell them for $4 a roll. I don't make much on it, but I get it. Like I said, well, my brother lives in the same.
One today, or?
What's that?
Do you have an extra sunflower one here today?
I might. I did bring some extras.
You might with our scraps.
Yeah. I can probably get $100.
And you'll find your second one will be way better than the first one, obviously, right? Because you'll know what to do. But.
See, my first one.
No. I'm just doing feedback that what everybody says, you
Yes,
know,
I
that,
know, I wouldn't have used some of my petals.
like the people, there's a lot of people that want to teach like I'm doing right now, and I always suggest to them, start with friends, and then work your way to acquaintances, and then start hosting workshops that you're actually, you know, making money on or whatever.
The only thing I thought I would have extra petals. So if I wasn't happy with some of the petals,
Yeah.
I could use one of those. But I know I can redo that.
Yeah, you just snip off the zip tie and redo it.
Now, what if you doubled up on your
You just make a really big full one.
one? Yeah.
Or you can mix colors, so that second row that from the inside, I could have did yellow, so some yellow peeked out.
Or like she said, the poinsettia.
The poinsettia you can do, no, poinsettia ones they're a huge seller. But all you do, instead of we're doing the olive one, you hot glue the tops of the gold ornaments, right? And you zip tie them into the holes. So, and then you have a poinsettia. What are you getting? Caught up. You did it. Yeah, that's where your brown's going. Woo! See, it looks harder than it is. Same with the rose. Like the people that have sent me the pictures of the roses in, it's just like, they blow my mind. Like I'm a wreather, but I'm not a great wreather. I just wreathe. But some of these women, when they send me stuff, it's like, oh my God. There, we're done. So now you can move around your pieces. Make your center a little full. Mine's not even here. If one piece is longer than the other, you can trim it up. This is longer than the other. Where'd she go? She took off on me. What a bugger.
You want me to go find her?
No. I'm gonna make her go get my fish and chips though.
Why don't we just go to the restaurant?
I don't want to sit in a restaurant. I want to eat it and relax.
It's not doing it. said she was gonna go get snacks.
She was going where?
Get snacks.
Is that what she was going?
Yeah.
I think she's on a mission right now, she just wants wine and ginger ale and wine and 7
So I put a case of beer in my fridge. I wonder how come up that. I came up to actually open the trailer in May. And I put a case of beer in my fridge. I came to go grab a beer. All the beer bottles are like only half full. Like the whole case is only half full.
That makes no sense.
I know, right?
Raccoons are getting,
No, it's in the fridge.
well, they can open the door.
But the top is still on.
Oh, sneaky.
So I'm tempted. You can get a free case of beer.
I would take it back, yeah.
It's like, oh no, I want a beer now. I don't want to take back.
If I take it back, then I don't get it because,
Oh, look how pretty.
okay?
So when you bring it back, you can start snipping up all your little hairy things.
You know,
Pretty. Snip all your back. You can even sign your name if you're gonna give it to somebody. I'm so glad I picked the white for the center. What? She went to She went to eat. I went to eat. I'm hungry. You missed the center. I'm not doing it for you.
right.
You give Adele a sunflower with no center. Oh, Now, if you want your sunflower really big, you can, like I said, bring it home, make sure all your things are there, and then you can put
Stuff all around.
around. So when you wake up in the morning, you'll see all the green, and it'll be like this big. But it'll fit on your doorstep, and it'll fit between two doors. It's just this plastic, it's deco mesh that just likes to curl. So you have to train it. Once you train it, it's like a cowling. So that's why when I was selling wreaths, I would just put all the papers around of the green, and then when I woke up in the morning, they were all placed around it. And I liked it.
That don't look hard. I have faith.
I'm saying you did amazing for like a sore arm. Seriously. But you'll have a pretty flower to look at. Especially when you put it in the sun, it really, really sparkles. Like this corner to corner.
No, full time. Yep. You put 2 on top of each other. Put your clothes peg in to hold the one shut. No. One at a time. Clothes peg it. You know it's you. How many do we make? 4. Or 8 altogether.
8 minutes, we have your meeting.
Oh, I have to get a picture. You guys are on video, so you want to see what your end result is.
The end result first.
So true. I know. So true.
out already.
Yeah, there's no.
Where are you? Okay, Missy Chicky, the only thing we're gonna have to do in your hand is how do you fluff this thing to make it look pretty? Does that look like somebody beat up on the farm? It's that red chipmunk I got inside my house. Oh, it don't. Said to do. No, we put a black. But then you see all the wood spots.
I was building the flowers.
An hour and a half. Not bad.